Pyro is an asshole of a class. Lighting guys on fire is bad enough and makes you the most hated guy in the server, but imagine being able to light guys on fire from like 90 feet away. Oh yeah, you don't have to imagine that because you can do that in 3 different ways. The Pyro's flare guns are annoying ass guy behavior, and the big giant list of TF2's unwritten rules, using a scorch shot probably is somewhere near the top of things you just don't do. But most people do. Most people do. And if they're not soulless enough to use the scorch shot, they'll opt for the flare gun or the detonator, which I guess are the lesser of 3 evils, but come on now. I mean, it still sucks. Getting lit on fire from across the map sucks no matter how much skill was required. When I'm burning my freaking fat hide off, I'm not going well. At least it wasn't the scorch shot. At least he killed me using the detonator from across the map. That's better, right? But I get it. Like any unfair weapon in a multiplayer game, it's a lot of fun for the user and not so much fun for the guy it's getting used on. Playing Pyro is about crowd control, so it makes sense that users gravitate to the weapon that allows them to control the crowd. The detonator and flare gun aren't bad, but they require way more effort than the average Pyro main would like to put into Team Fortress 2. But if Pyros can't use the scorch shot, flare gun, or detonator without getting screamed at, what weapon can they use? What's the long-range solution for a flare gunless Pyro? How do Pyros effectively... No. Come on, man. The Man Melter is a ridiculous-ass weapon. This thing was created to pair with the Flog. See, when you run Flog Pyro, you not only anger the entire world, but you also lose your air blast, meaning you can't extinguish your dear-ass teammates anymore. The Man Melter was introduced to remedy that fact. On paper, this thing is better than any Pyro flare gun in the game, plus 50% projectile speed, no ammo required, extinguishing teammates to get crits and health. But in practice, it just sucks. We just gotta hit our shot. You got the crits, now it's time to use them. My biggest problem with the Man Melter is that yes, you do get something out of extinguishing your teammates, but that something is crits on a weapon that isn't particularly good anyway, so it's really just a less efficient way of extinguishing teammates. Pyro's default air blast is better in just about every way, so why was the Man Melter created? Send your theories to 10400 Northeast 4th Street, Floor 14, Bellevue, Washington 98004, United States. Thank you. Listen, I'm not the best at aiming my flares when I'm not using the scorch shot either. I'll be the first guy to tell you that, I'll also just delete all this footage where I miss my flares out of humility, But this thing is ludicrously janky to get hits with. I'm obviously not a TF2 developer guy, but it feels like the same janky projectile that powers the notoriously bad Righteous Bison. I could be totally wrong, but I'm pretty sure these 2 things have a reason they both feel like dog shit. The fact that it's so difficult to aim isn't even its biggest problem though. In fact, it's not even really a problem at all. Even if the Man Melter was as easy to aim as other flare guns, it would still suck. It's just not good. The Man Melter's design at its core is its own worst enemy. It works best when the other team has Pyros, right? But if you use the Man Melter well enough, the other team doesn't want to play Pyro because you're rendering their primary method of damage useless. So it's a self-defeating weapon. Crazy how that works out. Listen, there are many bad weapons in TF2 and everyone's always so eager to give their opinion on them, but be for real for a second. Rarely, if ever, is there a weapon that effectively plummets usefulness the better you do with it. It's insane. But I guess it's not right to just beat the hell out of the Man Melter without at least defending it a little bit. I mean, I guess it's not horrible. I mean, it's really, really bad, but it's not horrible. If you're using the Flog and you don't have another way to extinguish your teammates, it's cool. But it might genuinely be the worst waste of crits in TF2. Frankly, this gun might as well not even fire at all. It'd probably be just as useful. Again, on paper, this weapon's fine, but at the end of the day, its biggest selling point also relies on factors beyond your control. The other team's not playing Pyro? Useless. Other team's Pyro brought a shotgun in their second slot instead of a flare gun? Useless. I guess at the end of the day, the moral of the story is that the Man Melter is just bad. I mean, it's really bad. I know I said earlier it wasn't that bad, but it's probably one of the worst weapons in TF2, and probably the Pyro's worst weapon for sure. Don't leave a comment about how the gas passer is worse. I don't want to hear it. I want you to be really honest with me now. You think this is better than this? I don't think so. I don't think so. I've been Ratlover. Thanks so much for watching this mini rant on one of TF2's most lame-ass weapons. I've got more videos coming soon that are long and good. Thanks for 2,000 subscribers. It's been real. Actually, it's all been virtual. Bye bye now.
PG-13, and I'm rated R and they don't even show me on TV. Since BC, Voc been out of sight like 3D. The DA and the PD want me CF instead of DC. Gotta RIP me, not easy. Voc B, VIPZ, MVP me. I'm looking for the light like Stevie, and I'm wondering if I'll be wonderful for DVD me. BET me, MTV me. How you gon' beat that F1 with a PD? Not working.